Hi everybody. First, I hope you noticed that I got a haircut, and so I don't look as much like a scrub, a slob. Maybe you can respect me a little more. um, this micro lecture is it's more a response and a comment to Forum4, the post that everyone did. First, just great stuff. I was really happy with everyone. A lot of great interaction from you guys. It was especially fun for me to see. And of course, we got to hand out props to Mackie for developing what was one of the most epic threads in all of Fuller's Moodle online history. So Mackie, well done. And it was Chris who was going back and forth with him, maybe BJ, I can't remember, but you guys did an awesome job. You were respectful and at the same time were passionate, which is really cool. So yeah, basically that was a little bit of a trick assignment in one way, in the sense that, of course, as soon as you read that text after you've been thinking about the creeds for 3 weeks, the first thing you're going to think is, oh, those three guys under the tree, that's the Trinity. And you're not the first ones to think that. Like I said in the micro lecture from last week, yeah, Origen thought that. A lot of church fathers did. They have some really great thoughts that you should check out if you feel so inclined. But the point was to get some of you to talk about that, and mostly because we're talking a lot about interpretation in this class, interpretation of Scripture. And you'll notice that that's kind of the theme this week. It's one of the major things we're talking about. How is it that Scripture means? What is it? What are the rules for interpretation? Or are there any, for that matter? Nowadays, it sometimes feels like it's just total chaos, in academia at least. So, as you're looking through this week, especially the Dictionary of Theological Interpretation article and the Viviano Census of Scripture article, both of which have been uploaded to course documents, when you're taking a look at those readings, really think about some of the stuff that you were asking. Does the text indicate that these three guys that Abraham meets are somehow the Godhead? How would you know if it did? What are some other possibilities for how we interpret texts? So I'm really glad that a lot of you bid on that, and I'm super happy that you were so passionate and that you care so much, frankly, about whether or not we can think about things like theophany or Christophany in the Old Testament. That shows a lot of interest in theology, and that's going to benefit your congregations or your soldiers, or however you're serving the church. But before what I'd really like to point out is, if you have a chance, I would like every one of you to go back and look at the posts that Wilson and Robin put up. I was just super impressed with the way that they were reading, the way that they were thinking. They were the ones who really latched onto the assignment and really tried to think about how is it that God, pictured in Genesis 18, is the same person as the Father of Jesus Christ. And they come up with really interesting stuff. It's not just Wilson and Robin. Go through and look at the people who talked about things like hospitality, or eating and drinking, or threeness. Think about that and look at those posts. I think you'll see a little bit about what we're trying to get at when we talk about theological interpretation, when we talk about reading Scripture with the creeds. It's not that we're finding the Trinity everywhere, although that might happen. It's more that we're expecting to see the God who is the Father of Jesus Christ and the sender of the Spirit acting like the Father of Jesus Christ and the sender of the Spirit in the Old Testament. The character of God in the Old Testament is consistent, thoroughly, completely, fully consistent with the character of the God who so loved the world that he sent his Son. And you get to see a little piece of that just in the way that Wilson and Robin structured their thinking about who is God in this passage, and how does that remind us of God in the New Testament, or in the person of Christ in the New Testament. So look at those and get a feel for how they're thinking, because I think they're totally on the right track. And Wilson and Robin, great work, guys. Those were some awesome posts, and I was really happy to read them. So, but again, thanks to everyone for spirited debates, for thinking hard, for thinking critically. You guys are doing a great job. So, all right, that's it for now.